The day they laughed at him was the day their lives changed forever. No one knew that the tired-looking cleaner pushing a mop across the shiny hotel floor was worth billions of dollars. To everyone in the hotel, he was just another poor worker struggling to survive. His name was Daniel. Every morning, Daniel arrived before sunrise. He wore old, worn-out clothes and quietly cleaned the lobby, hallways, and offices. His face was always calm, but his eyes carried a wisdom few people noticed. The employees treated him like he didn't matter. Some ignored him, some insulted him, and some laughed whenever they saw him. One afternoon, 3 well-dressed businesswomen entered the hotel lobby. They were wealthy, successful, and proud of it. As they walked past Daniel, who was carefully mopping the floor, one of them accidentally stepped into a wet spot. "Oh, look at this!" she shouted. The other women turned around. "What kind of useless cleaner leaves water on the floor?" another woman said. They all burst into laughter. Daniel immediately apologized.
"I'm sorry, Mom.
"I'll clean it right away." But instead of accepting the apology, they continued mocking him. Imagine spending your whole life cleaning floors. Some people are simply born to remain poor. Look at his clothes. He probably can't even afford a proper meal. The women laughed louder. Other guests nearby joined them. Daniel lowered his head and quietly continued working. Not because he was weak, not because he was afraid, but because he was learning something. He was learning how people treated others when they thought nobody important was watching. What nobody knew was that Daniel wasn't an ordinary cleaner. 10 years earlier, he had built one of the largest hotel chains in the country. His wealth was so enormous that he could buy luxury cars every day for the rest of his life and never run out of money. Yet he had a strange habit. Every year, he disguised himself and worked in one of his hotels for a month. Why? Because he wanted to know the truth. Managers acted differently when the owner wasn't around. Employees treated people differently based on appearance. And guests revealed their true character when they believed someone was beneath them. That afternoon, Daniel quietly wrote the names of the 3 women in a small notebook hidden inside his pocket. Then he smiled, because the biggest surprise of their lives was only a few days away. And when the truth finally came out, nobody in that hotel would ever forget it. The next morning, Daniel arrived at the hotel as usual. With his old uniform and cleaning supplies, he quietly began mopping the grand lobby. The 3 businesswomen returned. The moment they saw him, they started laughing again. "Look, it's our favorite cleaner," one of them mocked. Another woman pulled out her phone and secretly recorded him. "Maybe if this video goes viral, people will learn why they should stay in school," she said sarcastically. The women laughed while several guests watched. Daniel remained calm. "Have a wonderful day, ladies," he replied politely. His kindness only seemed to annoy them more. One of the women deliberately dropped a napkin onto the floor. "Cleaner, pick that up," she ordered. Without arguing, Daniel picked it up. Nearby employees watched everything happen. Some felt sorry for him, but nobody spoke up. Everyone was afraid of losing their jobs or offending wealthy guests. Later that afternoon, Daniel entered the staff cafeteria. As he sat down to eat his simple meal, he overheard several employees talking. "That old cleaner is too quiet. I don't know why management keeps him around. He looks like he barely survives." The workers laughed. Daniel simply smiled and continued eating. He wasn't angry. He was observing. Every word, every action, every person. That evening, the hotel manager received an important email. His face immediately turned pale. A special meeting had been scheduled for the next morning. Attendance was mandatory. Every employee, supervisor, and department head had to be present. Nobody knew why. Rumors spread throughout the hotel. Some thought investors were coming. Others believed the company was being sold. The 3 businesswomen also received invitations. As major clients of the hotel chain, they were asked to attend. The next morning, excitement filled the conference hall. More than 200 people gathered. The manager stood nervously near the stage. Everyone waited for the mysterious guest of honor. Minutes passed. Then the conference room doors slowly opened. People turned to look, and their jaws dropped. Walking confidently toward the stage was Daniel, the cleaner, the man they had mocked, the man they had insulted, the man they thought was worthless. The room fell completely silent. The three women stared in disbelief. "What is he doing here?" one whispered. Daniel walked past them without saying a word. Then he stepped onto the stage. The hotel manager immediately bowed his head respectfully. "Ladies and gentlemen," he announced, his voice shaking, "please welcome the founder, chairman, and owner of this hotel empire, Mr. Daniel Thompson." The room exploded with shock. Some employees nearly fell from their seats. Others covered their mouths in disbelief. The three women turned completely pale. Their hearts began pounding. The cleaner they had laughed at was the billionaire owner of everything. And Daniel hadn't even started speaking yet. In part 2, Daniel reveals why he disguised himself as a cleaner, exposes the people who mistreated him, and delivers a lesson that leaves the entire room in tears. Watch until the end because the shocking twist will leave you speechless. Red Heart, a story about kindness, respect, success, and karma. Backhand index pointing right. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and follow for more emotional stories that touch the heart.